Last Saturday we played Thune-Cookman here, of course. Overcast day, we had some rain, but we were fortunate to come out with the victory on last week. And now it's on to UAPB. And we know that they have a great quarterback, wide receiver combination, and they get after it on defense. So we're going to have to be ready to go to take on this football team.
Coach, looks like you're back on the quarterback roller coaster again. What's the outlook for this week? Have you made any decisions, or is it going to play out?
It's going to play out. It's going to play out. That's how it's going. The season's going that way, so we're going to just let it play out.
And what did you say to each of the quarterbacks, and what is the approach to each of them this week?
I haven't said much. To be honest with you, I haven't said anything to them as of today. Last night we practiced. Guys are out there going through the reps and doing, the business of the day. So I hadn't said anything. We'll leave that up to the offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, and offensive staff in terms of that.
I guess after looking at the film, what did you see defensively that you liked and didn't like from your team?
Well, we made the plays. We made a lot of plays. Then we gave up some plays, some things we didn't do. I just thought that defensively we played well. We played well enough to win, but we also have to make sure that we're paying attention to detail on some real fundamental things. But other than that, defense has been solid. I would like for us to have some turnovers. It's unfortunate, and it's rare that we don't get turnovers. We didn't have one, and that was, unfortunate. But again, I thought we played well.
Offensively, what you feel like was the biggest issue in those first three quarters?
Execution. It's execution, the lack of execution. When we execute, we're pretty good. We ran the ball well. Just thought we didn't put the ball in the end zone. And like I said, I thought the second play of the game we had the big run and we had that holding call, which it wasn't a holding call to me. I don't know how he could block it any better. Hands inside, driving the guy off the ball. When the defender pulled away, he let him go. I don't know what else he could have done. I think that's unfortunate because I think that's what slowed us down, bogged us down, because we didn't get anything out of it. I think we go in and score, and then we get on the track to do what we need to do.
Beyond execution, what was the nature of Xavier's struggles? He looked like a different guy from the week before.
Yeah, I think what it is inexperience in youth. You take a young quarterback, he's on the road. Doesn't have to worry about the home crowd. He doesn't have to worry anything. You can go and just play carefree. Then you get home and then you think, okay, well, I have to do something other than what I'm coached to do sometimes, and that's going to happen. And that's inexperience. So I think it was more of that than anything else.
I heard you say to your team whenever you rallied them together, it's about who wants it more, and what ways do you feel like your team really did want it more?
Well, basically, like I said last week, I just thought that our guys looked past those guys. And we guarded, we tried as much as we could to guard them, to understand. And it's a great lesson. It's a great lesson because you can't look down the road. That's why I always talk about the precious present. And so you can't get caught up to stats, you can't get caught up to records and all that stuff. You have to respect your opponent and play the opponent that you're playing, because on any given day, anybody can be beaten.
Coach, this method, as far as the way y'all are winning, I guess, how sustainable do you feel like it is as far as living your life on the edge?
We're going to take them any way we can get them. That's just the way it is. We're going to take it any way we can get it. I've been on the flip side of that, and that's not fun. So I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it while it's happening. It may not be comfortable for everybody, but a win is a win is a win. So however we get them, we're going to get them. Whether it's on the edge, whether we're cruising, whether we're speeding, however we get them, we're going to take those wins.
Coach, are you going to try to match Alonzo Hampton's enthusiasm this week?
No, I let Hamp do his thing. Hamp is a high energy guy. I'm high energy, but Hamp is a high energy guy, and I'm gonna let Coach Hamp be Coach Hamp.
Coach, with what's at stake this week, how are you going to try to help the team kind of box out the noise with the chance to win the SWAC West this week?
Well, I think they understood and got that message Saturday night after the game. I started conveying that Saturday night. We talked about it yesterday. Again, all that's fine, all that's good, that's great. But at the end of the day, we got to win the football game, and we have to play the way we are capable of playing. We've yet to play the way we are capable of playing for a full game, and once we do that, then the rest of the stuff take care of itself. So we got to execute in all three phases of the game at a high level, and we got to put ourselves in position to win the game. So all the outside doors and all those things of what's at stake and all that, you know, I told them we can't listen to that. You can't get caught up into that, because what you do, you put undue pressure on yourselves to do something other than what you need to do.
Your players, admittedly, all of them pretty much said that they did not play their best football and they could have done a lot better in a lot of different aspects. How important is it to you as a coach to know that your players take accountability for their mistakes?
It's very important, because that means they're growing up and they're doing what we ask them to do. When they can take accountability for themselves, then we know that we're going in the right direction and we're building this thing the right way. And so when you hear that, and it's not just them talking to appease anyone, and they wholeheartedly know that, and they knew that Saturday after the game that they didn't play well. We played well enough to win, but we didn't play our way, capable of playing. So to hear that as a head coach, that's always encouraging, and it's good that they take responsibility for that.
To the quarterback and the wide receiver, Gibson and Hagens, and just a little bit about each one. And
Dynamic. Both of them are very dynamic. Hagens is one of the best quarterbacks in FCS, and Gibson is one of the best wide receivers in FCS. He's the top receiver in the conference, and those guys do a great job. Hagens is a dual threat guy. He can throw it, he can run it. He commands. His team believes in him. They rally behind him. The wide receiver, he's good as advertised. And you have to do what you got to put people around him. And there's no secret. Coach Hamp talked about it the last couple of weeks. You have to. He's a really, really good receiver. You got to mix it up on him. You can't give him the same look twice, the whole night. And he has a knack. He's very athletic. And then also the receiver number one, he's not bad either. And Coach Hamp talks about, they're a young team, but he has some players, and he does have some players. So we gotta make sure that we're locked in and ready to go. You don't ever stop those guys. You gotta contain them. So we gotta do our best job to contain those guys so that they won't have a great day.
Gibson's from Louisiana. Was he on the recruiting radar, or was he one of those guys that developed late?
He's a guy that developed. Yeah.
Defensively, what do you see from Pine Bluff?
Coach Hamp's a defensive guy, so he's gonna bring pressure. They're gonna get after it, try to mix it up, attack you. They had a pick six last week against A&M. I believe they had 3 turnovers. They had 2 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown, and a fumble. So they're gonna be aggressive. They're gonna come out. Coach Hamp was Coach Henry Miller's GA when they were at UAPB. That's how he started. So he takes on that type of mentality. He's a defensive guy. Again, he's high energy, and he's gonna get after. He's gonna have those guys fired up. Because he's fired up because he gets to face his old coach. So they're going to take on that personality. So we don't expect anything other than bringing pressure.
Rodney Johnson and Tyler Kirkwood sat out. What are their statuses this week? And also Christian Garcia went out of the game.
Yeah, I think he's fine, I believe. I think he practiced last night. Rodney and Garcia is, I think, Rodney and Kirkwood. They'll practice this week. We'll see how it goes.
Coach, what would you say is the most underrated part about your team?
The most underrated part? Probably expectations.
How so?
People don't expect us to be good.
Coach, with this week being senior day, I guess, what can you say about this class going to be honored?
It's an old class. Definitely an old class. Derek Williams is leading them. He's the grandfather of the group. Kendrick Grimes is the great-grandfather. No, seriously. These young men have been here. Those guys have gone through some adversity. For some of these guys have played, during the spring COVID year, those things, and for those guys to overcome those things says a lot about them. They've had coaching changes, and those guys have been all in. They've been all in, and it's going to be. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them. I'm happy that I have the opportunity to coach those guys. But I'm also happy to see those young men develop into men and go forward and do great things in life. And that's what it's all about. It's the 3-pronged approach we always talk about. We want them to be champions on and off the field and in the community. And I have no doubt that senior class will do just that.
Any more questions for Coach Grady? Thanks, Coach Grady.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.